I wrote the song Foreign a couple years ago when I was in Kenya. I was there with my dad and some folks from Orlando and some old friends of ours from Washington. We were on a missions trip. My dad was doing medical work with some of the other doctors there, and I was working with a lot of the kids in the area. We spent a week in Kawangware slum, which is the second largest slum in Africa. And I wrote the guitar riff to Foreign first. I wrote that when we were in Nairobi. At the time I was listening to Relient K's record, Forget and Not Slow Down, a lot, and there's a song on there called Savannah that has this really cool, punchy, rhythmic riff that's like strings and percussion, and I really liked the sound of it, and I was just kind of messing around with some rhythmic stuff on my guitar one night and came up with that verse riff, and I really liked it, so I tracked it. I just recorded it on my phone and saved it for future use. And probably a couple weeks after that, we were in a village in Kenya called Mukeyu. It's a rural farming town a couple hours away from Nairobi, and the lyrics hit me one day. The whole trip I had been reading C.S. Lewis's book, Mere Christianity, and there's a chapter in it, I think it's called The Great Sin, where he talks about pride. And he talks about how pride is kind of the root of every other wrongdoing. And I was thinking about how back here in America, we tend to kind of put up a facade. I know myself personally, I tend to, you're worried about what people think about you, or and while I was over there, I noticed that the people who had so little, people that I met who owned next to nothing, were so happy and content, and they were so just real and down to earth, and they weren't putting up any kind of show. And so I was just, as I was writing the lyrics, I was just kind of thinking through that and about how oftentimes I become foreign to the person who I really am. I kind of tend to put on a fake version of me, and this was a song about just wanting to get back to the real me, wanting to come home from Kenya changed, wanting to come back a more honest and more humble person. And so that's where Foreign came from. Pull this material skeleton off my skin, expose my heart, make me raw, open me up, let the therapy begin. Help me heal, make me real. To smile, a real smile, make me new, feels like. Break me down, show me how. I don't wanna go home the same man. I don't wanna go home the same man. I've become foreign to who I am. I don't wanna leave here the same man. I'm leaving the old part of me. I'm ridding my skin of its treacheries, of wanting and flaunting and needing greed. Thrown away my pride and coming alive again. I don't wanna go home the same man. No, I don't wanna go home the same man. I've become foreign to who I am. I don't wanna leave here the same as I've been.